Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first installment, I don't know what we're calling them, of A&E with S&E. He's Sean. I'm Eddie. With us is Ben Cole. He's a friend of ours. He's grad assistant for RMU Radio also.
So I'd be a B.
So
B.
for today, yes, it's
Okay.
ES and B.
All right.
So every week we're going to pick a topic, arts and entertainment related, and we're going to duke it out because we all have conflicting opinions usually on stuff. So this week's episode is all about American Horror Story. Most specifically the Freak Show, the last season that just ended last week. But all of American Horror Story is on the table for debate here. So, I'm going to start by saying I think this is a good season of American Horror Story.
Do you want to take this?
Yeah.
You'll start.
I'm going to stop you right here and just say, while it was a good TV show, nothing about it really said horror for me.
See, but I say that horror doesn't have to mean scary. I think that horror doesn't necessarily have to scare you all the time. And I think it did have some hints of scary themes, but I fight that this really isn't as scary of a topic as it first seems. Like, what could they have done, really, to make it more scary?
Well, if you're saying that it doesn't need to be scary to be horror,
Yes.
then this show is about as much horror as Danny Phantom is.
See, but I think that horror just has to have, like, a dark undertone to it to be horror to me.
But that's what I felt was wrong with this season. It felt more about, look, we're a happy family, we're all freaks. There wasn't really too much negative or twisted about it.
I disagree. I think there was plenty of twists about it. You got Twisty, the twisted clown, okay? And I like the storyline of Twisty, you know, like what you would picture evil to be. But he isn't evil. You get Dandy, and it's this idea that normal is freaky also. What do you think?
I think what evil is with this show, I think Twisty is some evil personified, but what Dandy does is he takes Twisty's evil and just expounds upon it a thousandfold. I think, you know, Twisty was a very good character. I think that they could have expanded upon him a lot more, but at the same time, the time that he was on, I won't give any spoilers.
Right.
But the time that he was on, I thought that he did a really good job. I thought his character was horror.
Yeah.
I thought that it was. Your first introduction to Twisty was was a horror pretty much personified.
Yeah.
He scares people, and then spoiler alert, he kind of kills them.
Yeah.
But you know, for what, you know, this season was for horror, there could have been more layers to it. I think that I think that they did good with the show, but like you were talking with the family aspect, I think that they hit too much on that family aspect whenever, you know, one person or like one person left or one person died. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but you know, they always rallied back to that family aspect, and then Jessica Lange just went all diva on us, as she normally does.
I think it reached its potential, though. I mean, you couldn't have done that. It would not have been acceptable to do that and have all the freaks in the Freak Show actually be freaks. It wouldn't have worked. You couldn't have actually had, you know, like Amazon Eve and Ma Petite and like all of them actually be like horrible freaks. That, you know, you have to have this sense that they're normal.
See, while that's true, I feel like they were far too lovable and too perfect. Like, they were flawed, but not nearly enough to create the right atmosphere. Like, if we go back and look at the first season, none of the members...
worst season.
No, we're gonna... No, just wait.
None of the members of that family were perfect or incredibly likable. In fact, most of the episodes I spent hating the things they did.
Yeah.
Which made the show far more interesting.
I disagree. I think it's better when the characters are more likable. That's why I think Coven is one of their better seasons also. And a lot of... Here we go. I think Coven is... I think Asylum is the best. But
that's one thing.
I think
that's
Asylum
one thing we
is
can all
the
agree
best,
on. Okay,
but I
good.
like Coven the best.
Wait. You just said Asylum is the best.
Asylum is the best, But I can't deny Asylum got the horror notes right. It's the scariest.
Yeah.
It's got, I think, really great character development.
Mm-hmm.
The whole show is well written, I like that show. But my favorite
Is Coven.
I
can agree with you.
I recognize that Asylum is the best,
Yes.
but I just enjoyed my 13 episodes of Coven more than any of the others.
Yeah.
Coven was fun, but it felt too clicky. It felt like they were trying to expand their audience into the teen chick drama area. And the
I
show
can see
became
that
too much
argument.
about that.
It was sort of soap opera like
With a predominantly woman
female
cast.
cast.
Yeah, you're going to get that.
I liked the idea the best though. Like my big thing with Coven was I think it's so original. You got all these modern day witches in 2014, 2013. 2013 is whatever. Like you have modern day witches, how they live. I like that story the best, but I think Asylum is the closest to horror
Asylum
they've actually
nailed
done.
the
Very much
horror
so.
note.
Yeah,
Very much so.
And Freak Show, I would put probably as my third favorite out of them, but Murder House is the worst.
Murder House had the most scattered plots.
I think it's the weakest plot because of that.
But it had the right atmosphere
Yeah.
and it had the theme correctly. They started really strong. Asylum cleaned up some of the plot areas. You still had things that were a little off. But I feel like in the recent seasons, they've been trying too hard to have a singular plot, and they're losing sort of the terror elements that made American Horror Story so great.
Okay, so as it moves on, season 4 is done. They're going to come up with a new topic, new theme. What do you guys hope to see out of season 5? What do you want to see?
Everybody keeps on talking that it's going to be about aliens. That is something that I would like. I would like to see a scary version of the X-Files.
Okay.
And one thing that they seem to try to do now, that we saw it 2 times in this season, is tie-ins to a previous season. We saw 2 times that Freak Show tied into Asylum.
Yes.
There were aliens in Asylum.
Yes.
Or at least the premonition of aliens.
We know that aliens exist in this
Yes.
universe.
Yes. So I'd like to think that maybe we can have more of the Asylum tie-in to a new season. And yeah, I just want it to be about aliens.
My argument with aliens, though, would be it can't be American if it takes place in outer space. Because it all takes place in America.
Well,
it can't
if
be
you look
American.
at it, a majority of sort of alien stories originate in sort of southern U.S. states.
Maybe like something in Roswell. You could do a
Possibly.
Roswell
That would
story.
work.
Possibly. But the one big thing, and I saw an article about all the different connections that all the different seasons have, which a lot of these were forced, by the way.
Yes.
They were really...
It was like
they
mother
were,
killing, or a child wanting to kill their mother. It's like a lot of these, like...
Yeah. They were trying to find a lot of different things to pull from. But
Yeah.
the aspect of Boston was really big. Now,
That's an interesting one.
Briarcliff takes place in Boston. Is there a way that those aliens from Boston or whatever could somehow get into Roswell, or could there be characters that they could carry over from Asylum to what could be an alien American Horror Story?
See, going off of that, the whole Boston thing is where I would love to see, and I don't think this is going to happen, but I would love to see an expanded upon Salem, Massachusetts witch storyline.
So like a second Coven.
A second Coven,
Second-
but that
okay.
takes place, like how
A second Coven of Covens.
Yes, how that actually takes place, and I don't think we'll ever see it, but I'm interested in it.
It would be more interesting to see that, to see the one area taking place over several different time periods, because we already know a lot goes on there. I mean, because you mentioned Briarcliff is in that area, so we have the Asylum story centered there, and even though Coven didn't take place there, all the ties back
to Boston,
to Salem work perfect.
Salem.
But I don't think that Ryan Murphy is going to want to do a sequel of a season that he already did.
I agree. That's why I think
so
they'll
many,
stay away from
exactly. There's so many different things that he can talk about, and I don't think if he wants to keep the viewership that he's had I don't think he's going to want to do a sequel.
I think people will demand something new.
The problem is with
I want something new. But go
with
ahead.
the way like they're doing things. I feel like every season they're trying to do something even crazier, and they're getting lost in that goal to be crazier. Because if we go back to Murder House and Asylum, they're sort of simple premises. And because they're simple, you can do a lot with them. Because you're sort of centered on a singular location that zeroes in your focus is on that place. And from there, you can do whatever you want. You can throw in whatever you want. You're not just limited to, all right, this is Coven. This one's about witches. Because then, all right, that's the witch season. When, if you look at Asylum, you can't really name the one aspect. Like, you've got...
What's the crazy person season?
Yeah, but that's not the real enemy there. That's
there's
just...
also, I can see that.
Set.
There's aliens, there's nuns, there's a religious aspect.
There's zombies.
Zombies, a crazy doctor who's genetically engineering people. There's there's so much. And I can see that. Coven's the witches one, Freak Show's the freaks one. So, maybe they should go back. Because even with Murder House, it's kind of like, there's like 8 different types of murders and
yeah, you got
periods going on there.
And demons.
There's a lot to play off of there. All right, so maybe in the future they will go back to more of a season 1, season 2 feel.
Just no more music, Ryan Murphy. Please, no more music.
No
more
Glee.
music.
No
I
Glee.
loved Jessica Lange singing. That's my favorite
Okay.
part of Asylum.
Okay.
When she sings the name game, that is just a brilliant
It is good.
moment.
It is
And
good.
when she sings Life on Mars and Gods and Monsters by Jessica Lange and American Horror Story is now my number 2 most played thing in my iTunes list.
Okay,
But it's so
let's-
anachronistic.
And let's also think of the period. Let's also think of the period.
That's the fun of it. They're jumping forward, jumping back.
But Evan Peters singing Nirvana. Sarah Paulson doing a duet with herself
of Criminal.
of "Criminal" by Fiona Apple. I mean, come on! And then you throw in Lana Del Rey. Like
It's
now, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Lana Del Rey, but come on, find some music in that
I
period.
think that's what made it brilliant. They took it and they made it something
It didn't make
of
sense.
the 1950s.
It's
it
right.
makes all the sense of the world. In that universe, those songs don't exist.
No.
They're Jessica Lange. She owns them.
It's Ryan Murphy saying, "Okay, I have the right that I could use this in a TV show. I have been using it in Glee. Let's see if I can put it in an American Horror Story."
Songs are so well matched
No, they're
to their
not.
characters and their
And
development.
this is where I'll argue that the show was fun and the performances were great, but again, does not spell horror.
Okay, and the deal breaker for me with Coven. 2 words, 1 person, Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. You're going to say it.
It dropped down to 3 for me.
Ooh,
think-
hold on. That raised it up.
For you?
I think the Stevie Nicks is a witch storyline is hokey, but it's
terrible.
fun. I'm all about the fun.
Again, it's Ryan Murphy saying, "Oh, I've got the rights for this. I don't have a character. Stevie, you want to come?"
No, I believe that
No.
horror TV cannot actually really be that scary. It can't. So what they're doing instead is trying to make this as fun and enjoyable with great characters and good development as they possibly
And
can.
Stevie Nicks is a great character.
No, I mean, but it's fun. It's something you can look at and be like, Stevie Nicks is a witch. That's fun.
I'll give him that.
All right.
Stevie Nicks was fun.
Stevie Nicks was fun. You can't tell me when Lily Rabe walks in and Stevie Nicks is sitting there, it's not like, okay,
That was
this is
magical.
This is coming together. This is
Whenever
fun.
Lily Rabe just walked into the room,
You just got happy.
I got all warm
Yeah,
and fuzzy.
Lily Rabe is great. All right, so to end this off, we'll just do, who was your favorite character from Freak Show?
Oh my goodness.
Twisty.
Twisty.
The
Why?
only scary character in the whole season, and I wish they would have kept him on longer.
Okay.
Twisty is a very close second, but I have to go with Bet and Dot.
Really?
I thought that there was a very great dynamic between the 2 of them.
Between Sarah Paulson and Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, specifically with themselves and with other people, and you could really see the dynamic growth that they had from episode 1 to the end, and also just for the fact of what they had to do to Sarah to produce her character was very impressive. And if you get the chance, please try to find any behind-the-scenes stuff of Freak Show with Sarah Paulson. It's
incredible.
fantastic.
The videos
it's
of how they
fantastic.
do the extra head.
Yeah.
It's very, like, I couldn't.
She had to be still. She had to be still
Yes.
for so many things.
And then act twice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got to be crazy.
I love me some Sarah Paulson too.
Sarah Paulson is
Yeah.
great. All right, and then I gotta say, my favorite character, hands down, Ma Petite. I love that little girl.
That's the easy pick. That's the easy
No,
pick.
but I love Ma Petite on a level where it was just like she was just perfect. But if you don't want me to use the easy pick, I think Elsa Mars was the best character, and I love that they sent out Jessica Lange in a nice way. It was just like, she got to live her dream, and she,
Because we don't know
the
if
end,
she's
but
coming back.
she's happy, and she doesn't, she's probably not coming back. I liked it. I thought it was a great send off to the best person on that show.
Okay.
All right, so next week, I don't know what topic we'll have. Ben might be back. It depends on what we talk about. Thank you for watching, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Goodbye.
next week on AE and SE.
Maybe somebody else.
And maybe a B or
Maybe
a
another
J
B. We'll
or
throw in a
something.
B.
An X.
An M.